ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्री भवानी शंकराय नमः। श्री मात्रे नमः। नमस्कार। आज मैं एक मोटिवेशनल स्पीच मैं आपको पढ़ के सुनाऊंगी। उस व्यक्ति ने स्पीच नहीं दिया है, उन्होंने सिर्फ अपने लाइफ की स्टोरी बताई है। बस ऐसा करो वैसा करो ऐसा कुछ नहीं बताया है, सिर्फ अपनी लाइफ की धारा कैसे गई है। 82-year-old person is telling what all he did, what helped him to do. It is in English, but since it is spoken by himself, I don't want to translate it into any language and spoil the beauty of it. सिंपल लैंग्वेज में उन्होंने बोला है। और ये व्यक्ति कौन है? महान व्यक्ति है, जेम जिसे बोलते हैं, रत्न। और उसी के मुताबिक माँ बाप ने उनका नाम रखा है रतन टाटा। रतन टाटा जी के बारे में हम जान लेंगे। उन्होंने अपनी मेमोरीज बताई हैं, अपना बचपन बताया है, सब बताया है। उससे हम जान जाएंगे कि वो कितने महान हैं। तो चलो शुरू करते हैं। रतन टाटा, in his own words, he says, I had a happy childhood, but as my brother and I got older, we faced ragging because of our parents' divorce, which in those days wasn't as common. My grandmom brought us up. Soon after, when my mother remarried, the boys at school again started saying all kinds of things about us. But our grandmother taught us to retain dignity at all costs, a value that is always stayed with me. It involved walking away from these situations rather than fighting back. But if it weren't for grandmom, I wouldn't be half the person I am today. My father and I couldn't agree on the same thing. I wanted to go to college in the US. He wanted me to go to UK. I wanted to do the architecture. He wanted me to become an engineer. If it weren't for my grandmother, I wouldn't have ended up at Cornell University in US. It was because of her that even though I enrolled for mechanical engineering, I switched majors and graduated with a degree in architecture, as I wished. My father was upset, but I was finally my own independent person in college, and it was my grandmother who taught me that courage to speak up can also be soft. ये हमारे लिए सीख है। पहली सीख वो क्या बोलते हैं, ग्रैंडमदर ने क्या सिखाया रैगिंग करते समय? उनके साथ तू मैं नहीं करने का, यू जस्ट लीव द सीन, वो सिखाया उन्होंने। हाँ, और दूसरा अभी क्या सीख रहे हैं हम? द करेज टू स्पीक अप। तुम्हें बोलना है कुछ तो वो सॉफ्टली बोलकर भी काम हो सकता है, उसके लिए झगड़ने की जरूरत नहीं है। आफ्टर कॉलेज, I landed a job at an architecture firm in LA, where I worked for 2 years. It was a great time. The weather was beautiful and I loved my job. It was in LA that I fell in love and almost got married. But at the same time, I had made the decision to move back, at least temporarily, since my grandmom wasn't keeping too well. So I came back to visit her and thought that the person I wanted to marry would come with me to India. But because of 1962 Indo-China war, her parents weren't okay with her coming here, so making the move anymore. They didn't want her to make the move, and the relationship fell apart. Here again, when he had to choose between his grandmother and his love, he chose his grandmother because she has spent her lifetime to take care of them. After the move, did spend some time with my grandmom. I would run with my dog, catch up with her, and we would have long chats. I am glad I got that time with her before she passed. Because right after I moved to Jamshedpur for an internship at what is known as Tata Motors. It was a waste of time at Tata Motors. I moved from one department to another, and since I was a family member, no one told me what to do. I spent 6 months trying to be useful. It was only after I moved to Tata Steel that I got specific work and my job got interesting. See, job satisfaction is so important in life. It's not the money. I started from the floor and understood the plight of those working there. So years later, when we downsized Tata Steel from 78,000 to 40,000, we ensured to pay them the present day salary until retirement. It's been in our DNA to serve those who serve us. That we have to learn from him. To serve those who serve us. Then in 1991, JRD stepped down as the chairperson of Tata Industries, and then from Tata Sons there was vicious criticism. There were other aspirants who were vocal of him having made the wrong decision. I had been through this before, so I did what I know best, maintained silence and focused on proving myself. The criticism was personal. JRD got clubbed with nepotism and I as the wrong choice. I was under scrutiny, but the time I spent on the floor served as a big plus. I hadn't gotten there from nowhere. He had got a lot of experience working there. All in all, it was a big move. I remember after I was appointed chairman, I walked with JRD to his office where he told his secretary that he had to move out. I said, "No, Jay, don't move out. This is your office for as long as you wish." He said, "Where will you sit?" I said, "Where I am sitting today. I have an office down the hall and that's fine for me." I was lucky to have him there. He was my greatest mentor, and the years that he was alive, I used to go into his office and say, "Jay, I wish this had happened 10 years back. I would have learned so much from you." We have such a great relationship. He was like a father and a brother to me, and not enough is been said about that. See, they had a father and son relationship sort of, but आजू बाजू वाले उसकी कुछ कदर ही नहीं करते थे. People never take good points, They never observe good points. They are so bent on finding the faults that these good things just slip by. Ever since my life has been for and about growing the company. उनका एकमेव ध्येय वही था. Ever since my life has been for and about growing the company. Only company, बस. When I was appointed chairman, it was believed my surname got me the position. But my focus was on creating something bigger than us all and on giving back, which has been in Tata DNA since the start. उनके लहू में ही है, उनके ब्लड में ही है. दूसरों की हेल्प करना उनके ब्लड में ही है. ऐसा वो कह रहे हैं, it has been in my Tata DNA since the start. With Jamshedpur, for instance, he is giving an instance. While our workers were thriving, the surrounding villages were suffering. It became our goal to uplift their quality of life as well. Things like these came naturally to us. Even with the Nano, I remember seeing a family of 4 on a bike in the heavy Bombay rains. I wanted to do more for these families who were risking their lives for lack of an alternative. By the time we launched the Nano, our costs were higher, but I had made a promise and we delivered. Looking back, I am proud of the car and the decision to go ahead with it. That's what my life has been about. Work became a lifestyle. I was always at Bombay House or traveling. That's why even though I came close to marriage with 2-3 different partners, I couldn't go through with it because they would have to adjust to my lifestyle, and that didn't sit right with me. Now that I'm retired, that lifestyle has changed again. People ask me if I'm truly retired, and to that I say, there is no doubt about it. I am enjoying the separation from the company. I don't look at newspapers and worry about the bad stuff anymore. But let me tell you, retirement isn't about playing golf or reading on a beach or sipping a cold drink. In fact, never before has the urge to do more been greater. See, in his free time, what he thinks. Urge to do better and better, greater and greater. From affordable cancer treatment to making the lives in rural India easier, I am looking forward to making it happen at the Tata Trust. I am trying to enjoy myself. Be honest. I am spending time with friends, old and new, across age groups, who I am constantly learning from. People he meets, he is constantly learning from them. At 82, I am still learning. So when you ask me to give advice, I feel like the right advice changes over a period of time. But the one thing that remains unchanged is the desire to do the right thing. Do you know the difference? Difference मालूम पड़ा क्या? वो बोलते हैं कि राइट एडवाइस, आज जो एडवाइस राइट लगा 2 साल में 2 महीने में अलग हो सकता है, वो एडवाइस रॉन्ग हो सकता है, लेकिन एट दैट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम जो राइट है वो करना चाहिए. राइट एडवाइस आज दिया और वो 10 साल किया, ऐसा नहीं है. सो आई विल से दिस, लीव द एडवाइस एंड डू द राइट थिंग इज द मोटो. We have to remember that. What we have to remember? Leave the advice and do the right thing, even if it isn't the easiest thing to do. When you look back at your life, that's what's going to matter the most, doing the right thing. And that is Ratan Tata. कितनी बातें सीखने मिली ना इसमें से, बहुत बातें सीखने मिली. I am ever so thankful that one of my very close relatives served him, and that person is as saintly as Ratan Tata. व्यवहार में रहकर भी वो सेंटली है. तो इसी कामना के साथ ये इस भाषण का उपयोग हम कर सके, इसी भावना के साथ मैं ये एपिसोड ख़त्म करती हूँ और आपकी रजा लेती हूँ. थैंक यू. ओम तत्सत.